I turned 23 during the month of December, and during that month, I made $38,642.67. Here are the three biggest lessons I learned from making over $150,000 as a 22-year-old. The first lesson is the goalpost always moves. I started my business in college when I was just trying to quit my terrible job in the dining hall, and I needed $1,000 a month to quit and still be able to live. Now, I just made almost $40,000 in December, and my eyes are now set on making $50,000, $75,000, $100,000. I posted something about this on TikTok and Instagram and got some backlash saying that I'm stuck in the rat race. But if you're successful or you want to be successful, you understand the reality of this. Once you climb one mountain, you just want to find another higher one to climb. So don't ever set a certain amount of money that you think you'll have made it by getting. I promise once you get there, you'll just look for another challenge. It might not be financial, but you won't ever actually be satisfied. You'll always want another challenge, another mountain to climb. That's just the nature of being an entrepreneur and being ambitious. The second lesson I've learned is that perception is everything. When I was a sophomore in college, I was making around $3,000 a month, and most of my friends were making $500, $300, or didn't have a job at all. Most of them were just working campus jobs. So I felt like the big boss. I felt like I was making a ton of money. But in reality, I wasn't actually, because I was just comparing myself to the wrong group of people. Whereas nowadays, if I make $10,000 in a month, I have friends who are making $25,000, $50,000, $100,000, even $200,000 in that same month. And so all of a sudden, I feel like I'm behind. How you feel about what you have is based on your perceived lack, which is based on who you compare yourself to. This is why poor people feel rich when they have $1,000, because everyone they know has nothing, but someone who's super wealthy might feel like they have more to achieve when they have $10 million because all their friends run $100 million companies and billion-dollar companies. For the third lesson, I thought I'd take you to the thing that actually taught me that lesson, which was buying a Tesla Model 3 a couple weeks before graduation. Now, I had a 2010 Toyota Camry. I'll pop up a photo of it right now. But safe to say, it was in terrible shape and it had a lot of miles on it, and it actually used to be my great-grandmother's car. So it was pretty old. And I thought I deserved to have a better car, to drive a nicer car around. So I bought this a couple days before graduation, and it's honestly one of my biggest regrets when it comes to spending money. And it's not because it put me in any sort of difficult financial situation. It was more because after a couple months of driving it, I realized this is just a car. And I don't really care about this. And there are honestly some elements of the Toyota Camry that I miss. Like, it had way better trunk space. I could fit way more stuff in there. There wasn't the inconvenience of having to charge the car, etc., etc., etc. Unfortunately, I think this is just a lesson everyone has to learn for themselves. I would just say, try to make it on something less expensive and less of a commitment than a car. Understand that no matter how cool the thing you're about to buy is, in a couple weeks, it'll just be another car. It'll just be another watch. And you'll end up resenting how much money you spent on it if it was any significant amount of money to you. I personally am making a deal with myself that I won't buy another car until I can buy that car in cash from my business. That means the money I'm taking out of my business can completely fund that car. There are so many other lessons from a full year of doing business, but these are the three that stuck out to me the most, and I think have had the most impact on how I run my day-to-day and also my perspective on business in general. If you enjoyed this video, you'll also enjoy this video on how eBay tried to scam me for $14,000 a year ago.